Hey everybody, it's Sunday night. Just got done watching my Packers take on the Redskins. And I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the 2015 year in review. Sorry, it's getting over being cold, having a cold. And I didn't want to do the normal, your best of, top five, top this. So these products aren't my favorite of what I've used this year. But what I'm calling this is basically my surprises or the most shocking things to me. And I've got, I believe it's 18 items here between brushes, aftershaves, soaps, and razors. So I'm going to start with the razors real quick. The first big surprise to me was the ATTS1. I did not expect, I knew I was paying a lot for it, but I did not expect to feel as if this razor was worth it. It just was something that I figured there's no way I'm gonna feel like I got cheated out of paying for this, that it was not gonna be, I'd regret buying it and I'd consider selling it. Even though I knew it was gonna be good from all the reviews, I really questioned if I was gonna like it or not enough to justify the cost. And so to me, big surprise that the ATTS1 lived up to the dollar value and performance. So that's number one. Number two is my Toa frame back that I got from Stefan. When I started straight razors at the beginning of the year, I didn't like them. I tried it a few times, it just never took. So to me, it was a big surprise that I like straights as I went back to it later in the year. And this was the razor that sealed the deal. I'd been using a gold dollar for a little while. I was getting alright shaves, but when I got this, that was money. So to me, this is probably the biggest shock of the whole year, because once I gave up on straights, I didn't expect to like it again. So this was huge, huge, huge for me. So that's in the razor category. Next we'll go into brushes. We'll start off with this one right here. My Nathan Clark Envy White brush. It's one of those where I gave him the concept of kind of what I wanted. But to me, the biggest surprise was how it turned out. It turned out better than I could have ever imagined. I didn't imagine this. So by Nathan giving, putting his all into a brush, the cactus, the aluminum, the transition of the sunset colors for me, he brought something to life better than I could have fathomed. I look at this all the time and I'm still blown away by it, and I've had it for a while already. So to me, it was just a surprise and shock, I guess you could say, that this came out as good as it did. I knew it would do good work, but to the level that it came out. Next, we'll go what convinced me on larger knots. Nathan Clark, this is one of the two. The other one's right here. The Fat Arlies. The 29 millimeter 2-band finest. I wasn't sold on big knots. I had a 28. It was kind of hit or miss. I got this and fell in love with the large knot. Of course, the handles are fantastic, the craftsmanship, but I was surprised. I was kind of giving up on a large knot. And because of this brush, well, technically both of them, because they came basically at the same time. Because of these, I was able to embrace large knots, which got me this 30 millimeter. It got me another brush you're going to see in the size that I got. So I was surprised to learn that this size was more to my liking. My next brush, these next two came in near the end of the year, and it's my UK Wet Shaving Society brush. Of course, beautiful craftsmanship, but what really surprised me is this knot. I've used it a couple times already, and I'll probably be using it tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to use it tomorrow. We'll see. But what surprised me is how few, out of the few times I've used it, I've lost one hair. It feels incredible. I believe this is a 27 millimeter finest. But to me, this is the one brush, and it hasn't as much use. But in the first couple of uses, I always lose a lot of bristles, or a good number. But this one's lost one so far. So to me, big shock. Awesome brush. I love it. Beautiful craftsmanship. But yeah, that alone was pretty cool. And then, I really wasn't a silver tip fan. I had two other silver tips. They're alright, but nothing special. and then I got my Panerai. And as I've learned with this brush to get the proper load with it and all that, I've really fallen in love with this knot. I didn't think I'd be a big silver tip fan, but this one does an exceptional job. I really like it. I love the look of it, but the knot is what surprised me. I got the silver tip because people said it was different, and it's dense. So once again, I didn't expect it to be this good. It was a shocker. So those are my brushes. On to my soaps. Davy Jones by Beaver Woodwright. I bought this soap when I was visiting PAA, and it was one that was recommended to me. I was smelling them all, couldn't figure out the second one, and this is the one we picked out. And it was a scent that at first I just really didn't dig. It wasn't, it was good, but it wasn't anything I really cared for. So the shock was, because I was considering getting rid of this, the shock was after a few uses, this one took over for Barnacle Bob, of my favorite two. Now I've got Shipwreck Cove. I don't know which one's top three, the top order anymore right now. But Davy Jones shocked me by just changing my mind as I was going through. So to me, that was, once again, a huge change. The Soap Smooth Toulouse. The scent profile. When I got it, I smelled, when it arrived, I smelled it and I was like, whoa, that's different. But when you read the scent description, it's just very, very different. And I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. So once again, shocker. We will go with Your Best Face. I picked up blend number 4. Might be my favorite blend of what I have of theirs. But once again, completely shocked that a latherless item like this performs as good as it does and can be used in all 3 different ways, pre, post, and during the shave. So huge shock. I did not expect this. When Daryl sent it to me, I was skeptical and extremely pleased. Wickham Soap Company, Club Cola. Stuff was amazing. Was Jones. That's right. He sent this to me in his Piffathon. And once again, it was one of those where I expect the performance to be good, but the scent, I figured there's no way the scent's going to be as good as the hype. Everybody always says, oh, it's so good, it's so distinctive. I could smell the soap every day. It's that good. And so to me, once again, I had high expectations for it because of all the talk, and it exceeded those expectations. So shocker to me that it was that good. Okay, Shave Works. It isn't my favorite of the 2 that I've tried. I've got a third one I still need to try. But I'm shocked once again, eucalyptus menthol, in the strength that this is. This is a strong scent. Cough drops, type quality in scent strength. I'm shocked how much I like it. I don't just have to be sick. I've used it a couple times now. I think it's 2 times. But I could use this even not being sick. I'm sick now, but it's interesting that a pure strong eucalyptus soap smells this good. So that's what it is there. Next we got Saponificio Variceal Dolce. A soap that I wanted because it has clay from the Dolomiti Mountains. From when I lived in Italy, I lived right at the base of these, and this soap shocked me because when I smelled it at PA, and you have all those other smells around there, it's really hard to smell. And so I got it because that's why I wanted it. I'd smelt the other ones there, even though I could smell those better. I got it for the symbolism of where I lived for 2 years. And so when I got home and I started using it, I loved it. It was so different, and it was a throwback, something like a very traditional type, from what I would imagine a scent would be like back in the older days. It's got fragrances to it, kind of like a cologne, kind of deal would have, but it was something so different that I was shocked that just a random buy like that, where it was like I couldn't really smell it, I just said I want it because of that it changed my mind of those traditional type scents, from a different country, the different experiences. And so once again, it was a shock that being so different that I really enjoyed it. Now the soap that shocked me the most this year, it may be a surprise to some, but it shouldn't be. Soap Commander Fortitude. Soap Commander, one of my favorite artisans, and there's no doubt about that. Everybody knows that. great people, but this scent shocked me because it's unlike anything they've ever done. They've done so many great scents, but you know, when they did the seasonal stuff, everything comes out and you're like, oh, okay, I can in my mind, I'm already thinking, okay, it sounds like it might be like that. I have expectations, all that. When I saw the hay, tobacco, and rum, didn't know what to expect. I was intrigued because I know they do really good stuff, but wow, it was so different than anything they've done. So they shocked me in the fact that, not that they nailed the scent, because I have no doubt they were going to nail whatever they wanted to do, because that's what they do, but I was just shocked that this scent combination came from them, and they took that leap of faith and said, hey, this is what we're going to try, and they knocked it out of the park. It very well could be my soap of 2015, even though it came in the winter, but I'm not doing that video. I don't plan on doing that video because that's too hard for me. This is I like this style better. So Fortitude, to me, out of all this stuff, this may be the biggest shock of the year. Now we're going to the aftershaves. I got 5. I'm going to try to make this quick. Brute Dominant, sent to me by a friend because I couldn't find it around here. 99 cents to $1 at most places. And I cannot believe how good this stuff. I've heard it called the secret sauce before. I've heard it called a bunch of other stuff. This stuff is amazing for the price. It's fantastic. The scent lasts forever. Unbelievable stuff. Totally shocked that a 99 cent to $1, sometimes maybe a couple dollars, depending on where you're at, can smell this good. And it came out of Brute. I like Brute, but that stuff's killer. That is the best Brute out of the 3 I've used. Mirasol. I have the Antisol, and this is the plastic. But the Mirasols. Thomas Meikle, the Shave Tank, sent me the Antisol, and I picked up this one. I cannot believe how good the post-shave feel is. The scents are alright. They last a little bit. They don't last too long. But for a simple ingredient, those are the ingredients right there. A simple ingredient list, stuff is performing awesome. The price, I was skeptical. Even because before Thomas sent it, I looked at the prices because I'd heard it was good, and I balked at it. I was like, no, not going to do it. And when I got it, I was shocked at how good the stuff was. And to me, it was worth the cost. Something different to have. So that's that. Beaver Woodright. You know, aftershaves are becoming, I don't want to say a dime a dozen, but there's a lot of aftershaves out there now. I'm a huge PAA fan, there's no doubt. But this stuff, the scent strength, the quality of the scent, but the duration of how long it lasts compares to PAA. The formula is fantastic. So to me, once again, I'm shocked that I'm finding, you know, other groups, and Beaver Woodright's one of them, you know, is the main one right now, that to me are layering up there with a PAA in scent strength. And, you know, it shocked me that it was as good as it was. Not that their soaps are fantastic, but I was really, really surprised at that. Speaking of PAA, Enye. Like an orange, cedar, you know, neroli type. I think it's orange and cedar mainly. There's other stuff in there as well. This might be my scent of the year. And it was just a shock because the scent description doesn't make you think like, oh, orange and cedar. Like, okay, sure. But there's something about the scent. It works with so many things. The scent lasts so long, and I really love the balance of it. So to me, once again, a shocker that out of all the stuff Douglas makes, and I love a lot of it, some of them are so abstract. Like you read like Otra, and you're like, whoa, what is this? I can't comprehend this. But something so simple, so straightforward, money. And final, trying to keep this short, but it didn't go that short. Probably one of the most hyped items you hear about in the aftershave market. I tried it earlier this year, thanks to Captain Marvel, and was just surprised of how good it is, because I am not a bay rum fan. And this got me to start liking and testing bay rums, because most bay rums affect my skin. And wow, the Derby City Chop Shop, this stuff, he sent me a sample, and I just got the bottle, so I've had it pretty much all year. The bottle I just got, but the sample I've had for quite a while. But that stuff lives up to the hype. Yeah, it doesn't last long scent strength wise. I typically pair it with something else. I'll put that on an hour, 2 hours later when I'm leaving. I'll splash something else on. But it's not just a fancy bottle. This stuff is killer. It is a totally different take on any of the few bay rums I've smelt. It's just unbelievable. It honestly goes extremely well with Fortitude. So, excuse me. So those are my my shocks of the year. I hope you enjoyed it. That's just kind of what I was thinking of. I was going through my den and I was like, I can't do a best of. That's too hard, too much. Narrowing it down to 5, 10, you know. I just went through my den. I was taking some pictures. I'm going to meet up with Leonard Yabar tomorrow. And I wanted to show him, you know, so we can trade some stuff. And so I was taking stuff. As I was touching things, I was having these emotions to them. And so that started the idea. I pulled them out. And so that's how you got these shocks. So that's what I got. My shockers, my surprises of the year. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed. To those that, the artisans of these products, thank you very much for all you do. To all the other artisans, all the stuff I have, I love. That's why it's still in my den. Thank you guys for everything you've done in 2015. And I can't wait to see what we do in 2016. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow.